Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to another asynchronous day in visual arts. This video I'm going to kind of go over the classwork and the expectations for the week. If you haven't yet finished your thinking maps for the Sophomore Promise Brainstorm, I highly recommend that you do that. You could go ahead, you could find the deck that we went through during class. There are also actually several videos available on my YouTube channel about this lesson, because visual art especially was not very responsive during this lesson and was not posting work. But if you go to slide 22, you can continue with brainstorming for your thinking map, your promises. I highly recommend that you go through and you do this video, because it's going to be hard to proceed with your mask if you don't do that thinking. I will go ahead and I will post a link to my channel within this asynchronous post. But if you could see, I went ahead and I moved, because I saw a lot of our kids weren't participating. I moved a whole playlist of the thinking map lesson up here, because we're brainstorming for your promise. You can see the entire lesson if you go ahead and you click. So thinking maps in Zoom, you could see the full lesson, and make sure you follow along and you do the maps live. After you've done that, right, you can proceed on with other sort of asynchronous work. So I really would like you to do a color wheel. If you click View Assignment, Instructions, the purpose of this color wheel assignment is for you to go ahead, and there's a video of me explaining everything we're doing, but really practicing, reviewing colors, and then going ahead and practicing using acrylic paint and mixing. This is to do in advance of a color theory lesson coming up with Miss Hibbler, but I want to give you guys the chance to practice your color wheel skills. So you could go through. Now, I just want to highlight the importance of washing brushes. You will ruin the brushes, the school's brushes, if you don't follow these instructions. So make sure you go to the end of the video and make sure you should actually watch the whole video and paint with the video, but you actually are cleaning your brushes. Other things that you should do, remember, you should have the base of your mask done. If you don't have the base of your mask done, you can go ahead and go back, review mask classwork, skill building, starting the base layer of your mask, and you could click and click the playlist for the mask, and you can build your base layer today. So this is kind of like, catch-up work. This is work that we did last week. You don't need to have a plan for your mask yet to go ahead and build the base layer. So you can practice your acrylic paints, make sure you wash your brushes, and then make sure the mask layer is built. If that's all set and done, you're kind of on schedule, there are a lot of great things you can do today. You can clean up your Facing History notebook, right? So you could go ahead, you could find your class, your art class, click, open that, find your name, and see if you're all up to date with your Facing History work. You could see, if you go ahead and if you find your name, you could see that there is a space for your beauty collage, positive and negative human behavior, brainstorming what those are, which you're learning about in the unit, and a space for your identity box. A lot of folks have not presented or turned in their identity box. It's actually a big problem. So I really recommend coming to office hours today and presenting that identity box if you haven't done so. But just scrolling through these Facing History notebooks, a few kids have them done, but a lot of kids are not staying up to date with them. So, as you can see, there's plenty to work on as far as the art class. If you want to move ahead with your mask planning and you have a sense of what your promise is going to be, there is an activity where you can make a list of visual metaphors based on the thinking map that we did this week. And you could go ahead and you could follow along and do that in your journal, right? And you could go ahead and click, and you could think, how am I going to show how I want to change in my mask, right? And you could go through, you could follow this video. You could also just put Post-its on top of your thinking map that we did yesterday. And then what I really recommend is that we improve our response to Dunbar's mask poem. So if you view assignments, view instructions, you will see examples of strong colored drafts, strong thumbnails that are annotated. And this is where we're going. We're going to have a plan, and we're going to explain how these metaphors connect to our promise. So you go ahead, see those examples. There's actually a video of me on YouTube from thinking map to metaphor where you could go through and with me brainstorm what it is that you're going to put in your mask. What are these negative and positive human behaviors? This was also a brainstorm from your digital notebook. So I'm hoping that you're seeing that everything's kind of connected. So you're looking at your thinking map and you're listening to the audio and you're thinking about what are the things in my history that have impacted me. Scrub through, listen, brainstorm with me, do this in your journal, and then you're starting to think, okay, well, what does this look like in my mask, right? And you can kind of plan out your mask and what you're going to build onto your base. It's really important that you have a plan before you go on to doing the base. If you need ideas, there is a video of me kind of discussing all sorts of different masks of the past, and you can actually see me annotating different metaphors and kind of pulling them apart. You could see how this is clearly a response to Dunbar's poem, right? And there is audio of me discussing and analyzing all of these. Watching these videos and working with these videos that are in your Google Classroom will really help you to have a strategic plan for your mask moving forward. As we move forward in class, we're going to start adding onto our mask, adding onto the foundation, which should be done. So again, you want to have a plan, right? So please make sure that you are taking the time to really strategically think about how you want to change and how to represent that change in your mask, negative and positive. Make sure you're actually listening to the videos. If you've gotten this far, please post a smiley face on Seesaw showing that you watched the async video, you watched the instructions. Shout out to you. And then go through and just take it one step at a time. My number one advice is to figure out your promise, finish your thinking maps, and do your color draft. Then go ahead and move forward. Make sure you have the base of your mask done. Practice acrylic paint. Please make sure that you practice washing your brushes as well. Okay, thank you, everyone. Good luck on Async Day. I will be available today. If you haven't done your identity box presentation yet, oh my gosh, please do that because it's bringing down your grades. I'm excited to hear everyone's promise and see everyone's mask as we move forward.